Welcome everybody to the video where today we're going to be going over the ATG split squat. So we're not only going to look at the movement, we're also going to look how to progress it and regress it to any level. So let's start with the movement. A few things that we're looking for. Obviously, this is a unilateral type movement, which means we're working a single side at a time. We want to achieve full knee bend. This means on the way down that our hamstring will fully cover our calf through that knee bend. As well, we're looking for a full knee over toe position. Then on the back leg, we're looking to keep the back knee off the floor and the leg as straight as possible. So I'll give you a bit of a demonstration and then I'll talk about it again. So here, setting up, and I'm going to drop down into my split squat here. One more time. Awesome. So with this, you'll notice that my heel came off the floor, which is completely fine. It requires a lot of dorsiflexion or mobility through the back of the ankle to be able to get that full knee over toe position. So if your heel comes off, that is completely fine. If you feel like it's a bit unstable and you can't really push forward without sort of falling over, you can use a thing like a block of wood or even a small plate. I've got a 1.25 kilo plate here to essentially chop your heel and give you some artificial dorsiflexion. So what that would look like, same setup, except I place my heel on the item or the object, and I'm going to do that same movement here, pushing my knee over my toe, achieving that full knee bend still. You notice I'm able to push through my heel now, which means I've got a lot more stability. So like I said, you can do that. You can use a plate. You can even use a slant board here, which gives you some varying degrees. So I can just have sort of my toes and just my heel elevated. But then as I move further and further up, you'll notice that my foot's been pointed more down on an angle. So I therefore get different angles of mobility for that as well, performing the same movement. So when setting up for it, there's one big key factor, and that is sort of the distance that your legs are apart. And it's going to be completely individual to you. So you're going to have a bit of a play around with it. So if I have them too close, you'll notice that I can't sort of straighten out that leg and stretch that hip flexor and get in the proper position. You notice my knee drops down. Or if I have them too far away, I won't be able to get my knee fully over my toe and achieve that full knee bend. So we need to find the right distance so we can keep a straight leg, but you can still achieve that knee over toe position. All right. So in terms of regression and progression, sometimes that movement can be really, really hard for people. So, we experience a lot of knee pain or whatever, or maybe we don't have the hip mobility. So this is how we first regress it, and that would be through using an elevation. So you can start as high or as low as you need. The higher up, the less load on the front leg and the less intensity that it will be. So placing here, and I'm going through the exact same movement, pushing my knee forward over my toe, achieving that full knee bend, nice straight leg. You'll notice here that it requires less hip mobility to keep my knee on the floor, and then I can press back up into it. So I can stack as many plates as I need onto there. I can even use something like a box of varying heights. So first, I've got my 16-inch height, can go through it here. You notice this is definitely a lot less load than what is on the floor, this movement on the floor, for that front leg. So I can go through this a lot easier. Then I can, up the height, same thing, boom, going here. The exact same movement. And then I've even got even higher for this left leg now. Same thing. Still want to achieve that full knee bend, full coverage of the calf with the hamstring. If you feel like you still struggle with that, you can use something like these dowel rods to give you a bit of assistance as well. So let's say just lower down a bit, just so I can show you the movement. Here, if I'm still struggling, still feel like I'm getting pain at this level, I can use these dowel sticks, or you can put some benches by your side, anything essentially that you can push off on. And I can, as I get in this bottom position, press back up to help myself. So using my arms and my upper body for assistance. Same thing. So as you get better and better and you're feeling less and less pain, you can then get lower and lower. You can get rid of the sticks. Don't need as much assistance as you get lower till eventually you get onto the floor. Once the floor starts feeling really good, maybe I'm still chopping my heel. Now I can start adding additional load. So I can go as small as little fractional plates like this here if I want. So here, going through movement, holding them by my side. Then I can essentially infinitely progress this as much as I need. So I've got a varying weights of dumbbells that I can use to go up with. So here I've just got some, what are these, 6 kilos. Boom, feels really good. I can maybe go 7 kilos next week. And then keep progressing. Once the weights get too much to be able to handle, like in terms of holding them in your hands, they're too heavy and you feel like your grip's actually becoming a factor, then you can switch to a barbell. So the preference is with a barbell that we hold a front rack position. This just means that if we fail in this bottom position, so if we look here, if I fail through this bottom position, I can drop the bar off the front here, rather than if it is on the back. If I cannot get up, it could fall on that back leg. So bar on front is preference, but again, you can infinitely progress this by just adding more and more load to it as you get stronger and stronger and more pain-free. So that is how to progress and regress the ATG split squat, guys. If you have any questions, please DM me on Instagram at Isaac Hutchinson, and I'll see you all on the next video.